All right, welcome back to Kudlow and Company. Your money, your vote. Well, is there a Republican coup going at Cal Berkeley? According to a story in the Wall Street Journal, young Republicans are making a bigger presence on the lefty campus. Joining me now is Suzanne Ruecker, president of Cal Berkeley Democrats, and Josiah Prendergast, president of Berkeley College Republicans. Kids, first of all, thank you for coming on. That is a beautiful shot with the tower in the background. I know Berkeley's a great place. I've been there. But Josiah, I kind of like this. You're going to have a coup d'etat take over Berkeley?
Well, you know, we're trying. It's a little difficult. We've got a lot of people here who need a little more education. But, yeah, we're working on it. Just
Josiah,
wait until they have
pitch?
to start paying taxes.
What's your pitch? Tell me when you talk to students there, undergraduates, and you're trying to recruit them for the young Republicans, what's your best pitch?
Well, you know, we're really entering a time where we can start making real impacts, and the Democrats have the labor unions, we have the college Republicans, and so our pitch is that you can get a real free education on this campus with the Berkeley College Republicans, and you can also find a place that's friendly.
Suzanne, are you losing ground? I mean, if you can't carry Berkeley, you got a problem.
Absolutely not. We are not losing ground. What's going on is the Berkeley College Republicans are really good at making a big fuss. So they like to put up a lot of publicity stunts, and that's how they can gain a few more members than they have in the past. But as far as progressivism and democratic values at Berkeley are, they're as strong as ever, and we just have our values spread out amongst more clubs.
Let me talk about the war for a second, which is a big issue in this midterm election. It's been a big issue. It's going to continue to be a very big issue. I was with President Bush today. A small group of us met with him in the Oval Office, and he said many Americans don't believe we are at war, meaning the global terror war. Suzanne, do college people at Berkeley believe we are at war?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this is a huge issue. We have to make sure that we're protecting America. But what we believe is that we have to make sure that we have a good policy in Iraq and abroad in general, so that we can ensure security there, and then security comes home with us.
Josiah, let me ask you the same question. Are we at war? Is that the view of the Berkeley College population? And when you talk to students and you try to recruit people, what do you say? What is your view personally on the war?
You know, people seem to have a really short memory in things like this, and a lot of people talk about politics being local, and so you'll find that out here, since we didn't have the attacks directly on our coast or in our state, a lot of people seem to think that it's not that much of an issue. But what they fail to recognize is the fact that we live a very frail existence. We have, you know, a very comfortable life in the United States, but at the same time, there are a lot of people who would like to take that away from us. It's not necessarily being done the best way possible in Iraq right now, but we have to remember that Japan, we gave 40 years to be able to rebuild that country and become an economic power. So I think we've been a little too short-sighted.
Suzanne, what's your position on taxes? We had House Leader Nancy Pelosi on here last evening. She may well be the next Speaker of the House. She may be the first female Speaker of the House. Perhaps yourself in 25 or 35 years will be a Speaker of the House. Do you agree with George Bush that lower tax rates have spurred this Goldilocks economy, which I call the greatest story never told?
I personally believe that taxes are a social investment. We have to make sure that we are investing in America's future. We have to make sure we're investing in schools. We have to make sure we are working for the people, as opposed to having the government spend money on the backs of our children.
Josiah, are you a supply-sider?
No, I'm really not.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah,
I got to work on you. I thought you said in the article you had a big picture of Ronald Reagan. I worked for Reagan. He was a supply-sider. Don't you believe in lower marginal tax rates?
Oh, sorry. Yes, absolutely. You know, while it is maybe a social investment, at the same time, we have to look at it and say that we've kind of built a society of entitlement right now. We've got so much pork barrel on the right and on the left that we really need to be able to cut those tax rates and give people more disposable income. The government obviously isn't spending the money and hasn't been spending the money for the last several administrations the right way. So we need to give it more into the hands of the people who've earned that money.
Suzanne, you get a 12-second rebuttal. That's all the time we've got.
Well, I believe that Democrats are going to take back the House this November, and that we are representing the people of America more so than the Republicans.
All right.
It's nice to be ideal, isn't it, Suzanne?
Well said. I'm waiting for the Republican takeover of Berkeley. I love this story, but you're both very kind. Suzanne Ruecker and Josiah Prendergast, good luck on Election Day. Up next, my last word on meeting with a very resolute George W. Bush today.